What is now the fifth day past deadline for the New York approved state budget, lawmakers have enacted the Stop Gap Act to ensure government continues to function while the negotiations continue on the overdue budget from behind closed doors. As we continue to follow breaking developments into last night's deadly crash, police tell us they spotted a stolen vehicle being driven in the area of Lark Streets and Manning Boulevard. They say 6 teenagers were in the car and that a 13-year-old boy has died. We're now learning that the Attorney State General's office will take over the case and investigate the crash. Live in Albany, JJ Fry. It's that time again, and Monster Jam is back in the Capital Region this weekend. They're celebrating their 30th anniversary this year. Coming up later, we'll hear from those residents who rely on the services from Rensselaer Arc, and they'll express their fears and what could happen to those services. Live in the Capital, JJ Fry, News Channel 13, coverage you can trust. Back to you in the studio. With mask mandates looming at midnight, we'll take you inside the office for a closer look at what you can expect to see still remaining Monday morning. Join me now as I take you backstage for a behind-the-scenes, up-close and personal interview with Season 8's Drag Race contestant and Season 5's All-Star contestant, Derek Barry. He is expected to appear in Troy City Court this morning. Live in Troy, for News Channel 13, JJ Fry, coverage you can trust. Welcome to another segment of What It's Like, where I take you to the Chelsea Spa Beauty and Wellness for a simple beauty procedure most Americans are afraid of. And by most Americans, I mean men. With men, it's not just the fear of the pain, it's just the simple lack of dialogue out there when it comes to the age-defying treatments for men. It's the fear of the unknown.
I would say the biggest myth is that you're going to look unnatural, because most people really come in nervous that they're going to have a very unnatural look, and that's not the case. It's really more of a refreshed look and kind of just a more youthful, refreshed look, and most people don't even know that you've had anything done.
Botulinum, which is most commonly known as Botox, or the now increasingly popular modern version Xeomin, and it is growing in popularity among men as the pressure to look their best has come to the forefront after a couple of years of living through a pandemic that required a life of Zoom interaction. Men have become much more aware of their looks just by having to see themselves on a regular basis. And with over 4 million Americans getting the injections, men are now starting to step in line to get the jab.
So I do, quite a few in a day's time. Probably about 10 patients a day.
So I'm going to test it out and see just how a Xeomin treatment works, costs, and feels.
Definitely. Most people are concerned with the lines between their eyes, or the 11 lines, I would say, and then the lines across the forehead. So those usually are treated together, and then some people add on the crow's feet around the eyes.
Today's treatment will treat my eyes and forehead area. The next few moments of this video does contain graphic images, and if you need to turn away, please do so now. 1, 2, 3, 21, 22. Well, I'll say it was pretty quick and pretty painless if you can handle a needle coming at your face. This is a procedure that can be done by most. And with over $1 billion a year spent on injectables in America, botulinum injections are the #1 surgical procedure for men. Dewey tells us that she has an increase in men clients since the pandemic lifted restrictions on medical procedures. I myself like it because it was quick, easy, and I can leave here without telling anyone that I had anything done. Nearly 24 Albany City firefighters battled a blaze early Sunday morning in a brownstone-style building located directly next to police headquarters.
Fire started in my wife's bedroom and went out of control and losing everything here.
Before crews were able to arrive on scene, Andrew Bread, his wife, and son were able to safely escape the inferno coming from inside their second-floor apartment on 3rd Street.
Yeah, we okay, but we lose everything. They also lose everything.
He speaks of his neighbors, the first-floor tenants.
Water and electricity wire combined with the water. And
As the investigation continues, one thing is certain: this blaze wasn't easy to battle.
Rip open the ceilings from the top floor, try and get to the top loft area.
Hours later, the now homeless residents are taking away boxes and other personal belongings city officials were fortunate enough to save.
Once it becomes a public safety hazard where it could be an imminent danger of collapsing, we have to act upon that.
And then order it to be taken down.
As the building started to collapse on the interior, we had to call in the structural engineer who came and did the assessment. We then call in our demolition contractors.
It's also hard for the new owners who just bought this house less than a year ago, as they were in the middle of some renovations.
I believe there should be a real outward promotion towards renters insurance. Oftentimes on these situations, almost always, as we're dealing with displacement of people, they don't have renters insurance.
Which is the situation here. Rick LaJoy says he's been working with a city councilman to try to make it a law in Albany.
So that it covers your contents and can cover some of your temporary housing while you're trying to find a place to stay.
For News Channel 13, JJ Fry.